Problem is, when one wheel hits a bump, the other comes off the ground. When the wheel is in the air, there's no traction. And without much low-end torque, getting serious low-speed traction is difficult. Outlaw is faster up rough hills, thanks to Pro IRS and plenty of low-end torque. In this test, the YFZ heads up the hill fast, but quickly loses power when the rear wheels leave the ground. For 3 uphill runs, its average total time was 11 seconds. The TRX doesn't make it up the hill, losing momentum when the chain guard high centers. Finally, on its 3rd attempt, it gets up and over. Average total time, 11.59 seconds. The Raptor 700R pushed and hopped up the hill, taking an average of 11.26 seconds. Now watch the Outlaw with Pro IRS. It keeps putting power to the ground all the way up, with plenty of low-end torque to conquer the hill and make it to the top in an average run time of 8.67 seconds, 25% faster than the other sport quads. When one wheel on competitive straight axle quads hits a rut or bump, both wheels are affected. It's something like this. On the Outlaw with Pro IRS, each rear wheel absorbs the hit independently. That takes the worry out of hitting square edge bumps, ruts, and jumps. Watch this. The Outlaw with Pro IRS straightens out off-camber launches and landings. You get a smooth landing, and you reach your true riding potential with a better ride and less fatigue. On competitive machines, as you lean into a corner or nose into the whoop, it feels like the quad is steering you instead of the other way around. That's because the wheels are forced to change direction as the suspension moves through its travel. It's called bump steer. It creates poor handling, forces you to slow down, and causes rider fatigue. Let me show you what I mean. When the front suspension is compressed on the YFZ 450, the wheels really toe in. On the Outlaw, the tires barely move, with a toe-in measuring less than 1/2 of 1 degree, even at full compression. That's because only the Polaris has the Pro steering system. Its unique geometry features computer-designed linkage, creating a strategic pivot point for the steering arms. Instead of gritting your teeth, you're nailing the throttle and losing everyone in the corners and over the whoops. Outlaw tracks through the corners with virtually no bump steer. That means superior control, easier steering, and the edge. Chain maintenance is a continuous problem with the traditional sport quads. The chain is forced to slacken and tighten as the suspension moves through its travel. This causes the chain to slap and stretch. Rollers, tension bars, and guides are used to keep the chain on the sprocket. In our test, the YFZ chain hopped off the rear sprocket because of all the rapid slapping up and down as the quad went through the bumpy corner. On the Outlaw, the chain is mounted in the center of the bike, and the IRS moves around the sprocket. There's no slap, less stretch, better chain protection, and far less chain maintenance. The Polaris Outlaw with Pro IRS. Compared to the Yamaha YFZ 450, the Honda TRX 450R, and the Raptor 700R, it's faster in the corners, faster over obstacles, with higher ground clearance. It's faster up rugged hills, hands you more control in off-camber hits and landings, and has Pro steering for superior handling. In sport ATV design and engineering, nothing compares to the all-new Outlaw. Outlaw lets you ride faster. Outlaw lets you ride harder. Outlaw lets you ride longer. Outlaw is faster on the trails, completely revolutionizing the high-performance ATV.